All right, guys. So welcome to Empower League's team call for February 2nd. Before we get started, I know I have some exciting news. I need to give a huge shout out to Marina for becoming a Ruby coach last week. So proud of you. So excited for you. If you guys haven't been watching her, she's in her third trimester and she is like crushing workouts. And I just think it's so awesome and so inspiring. Huge congratulations to you. And I don't know if Lauren is on, but Lauren Teague became an Emerald coach last week. So huge congratulations to you as well. Does anybody else have rank advancements they want to shout out before we get started?
I have someone, but they're not here. Should I?
Yeah, shout them out.
Yeah, I had Ashley Henriquez, I guess her name is. It's so weird when people change their names and I knew them for something else. Henriquez and Lacey Hayes both hit Emerald. And then I guess it's not official yet, but also my new coach, Melissa Comfort, hit Emerald, and she'll be on Thursday. So I got 3. I'm so excited.
Awesome. I have one for next week too, but I don't shout it out.
Sorry. I know I got too excited.
Congratulations, ladies. So awesome. Okay, so since I want to give Kathi plenty of time to talk, I asked Kathi to talk on our team call tonight because she has been such a huge inspiration to me since the day she started. I think she started coaching, probably 2 months after me, Kathi?
Yeah, June 26, 2014.
Okay, so then you were more than 2 months behind. But when Kathi came into the team, it was like she was just on fire from day one. And you were just like, holy cow, this lady's crazy. And I just thought it would be really awesome for you guys to hear from her about how she has, in under 2 years, become an elite coach. What are you ranked? 109, I believe, your team?
109, yep.
Her team ended last year as an elite team, ranked 109. She is a 10-star diamond coach, a retired elementary school teacher, and she just crushes this business. Her leadership is amazing. Her team is incredible. And I know that she's going to have so many awesome takeaways for you guys of what you can do to create massive success for yourself in your business. So get your pen and your paper out because I'm super excited for her to share with you tonight. Take it away, Kathi.
Okay, great. Thanks, Dana. Thanks for having me on tonight. I'm excited to talk to you guys. All right, so brand new year for you guys, right? Brand new year ahead of you. So if you weren't happy with the way that 2015 ended, you guys have a whole year ahead of you, and you can end 2016 and be in a completely different place than you ended 2015 if you play your cards right and you have your goals set and you work towards them every single day. So before I kind of go into the bulk of, our call tonight, I just wanted to kind of bring you back a little bit to where I was when I first started in this business, just so you guys can know. So just kind of come back with me now 19 months ago, right when I found out about this coaching opportunity, when Kirsten was 4 months old, Landon was 22 months old. At the time I was staying at home, I had about $35,000 of credit card debt because we were living off of one income for so long. So I could stay at home with the kids. I had completely depleted our savings account so I could stay home with them. I was 35 pounds heavier. We were completely stressed out all the time, just stressed like in the marriage, about the finances and how we were going to make ends meet. And then finally it came down to it where, we were doing everything we could to make it work so that I could stay at home with the kids still. And we were just sinking fast. And so that is when, I was faced with the reality that my husband kind of said to me, we're doing everything we can. I'm doing my full-time job. I'm doing all these other side jobs. You're tutoring. We can't make it work. You're going to have to go back to your teaching career. And so I did not want that to happen. That was just not an option in my mind. I always wanted to stay at home with the kids. It's how my mom brought me and my brother and sister up, and the same thing for Nick. He was brought up too that way. So it was something that we really, really, really wanted. And so it was right at that time that this opportunity, was brought up to me. And, I didn't sign up right away. For like the good 3 months. So actually when I heard about this, Kirsten was like literally just born. So for 3 months, I think she was like 1 month old. And so for 3 months, I just dragged my feet and didn't sign up because Nick was such a skeptic and he thought it was a total gamble. You couldn't, earn any income doing this. It was basically a luck of the draw how well you could do. And then so finally when push came to shove, we both sat down together and said, you know what, just try it. Let's see what happens. You know what I mean? This is kind of like your last hurrah to make this work so you can keep staying home, with the kids. And things were crazy stressful back then, guys, because like I said, when I finally jumped in with this, Kirsten was 4 months old and Landon was 22 months old. And I was completely sleep deprived. The house was like a tornado blew through it. It was just, like the typical mom, life, like a total crap show, basically. And so, you know what? I jumped in. But right from day one, guys, when I jumped in, all right, I didn't just test the waters. And I think this is really important with all of you and just anyone who gets into this as a business. I didn't just dip one toe in and let's just see how this works out, and just kind of play it by ear. And if it doesn't work out, I'll go back to teaching. There was no plan B for me when I got into this. It was like, I'm in, I'm all in, and this is gonna work, and this has to work, and I'm gonna make it work. And that has been my mindset and my mentality the entire 19 months as a coach. And so I think it's really important that when you get into this, that you really, really look at it as a business and you treat it that way. Because if you're just kind of testing the waters and dipping your toe in, you're never really going to give it all you got. And chances are you're not going to see the results that you are hoping for. And then you're going to end up getting really discouraged and you're probably going to quit somewhere along the line, because that is what happens. I've seen a lot of people come and go over the past 19 months. And so, there was no plan B for me. And so I think the most important thing that I did when I first started was I had my business hours laid out. And it's something I always tell all of my coaches, right from the beginning, is to, be realistic with your schedule and set business hours every single day. And so for me, I was with the kids all day, every day, and that was my priority. I didn't want to take away time from them. So, I'd be with them during the day, during nap time. That is when I got my workout in. A lot of times I'd have to bring Kirsten down because, she was only 4 months old at the time, right? When I started, she'd be in like her little bouncy seat thing, or a swing, and she'd be watching me. And, I would do that. And then I did all my work at nighttime once the kids went to bed at 8 o'clock at night. And honestly, guys, I thought that I didn't have any time to do this when I first started because I was just so busy with the kids. And then, I sat back and I looked and I realized that literally every single night when the kids were going to bed, I was spending a good 3 to 4 hours, just sitting on the couch with Nick, watching TV every single night, scrolling through Facebook, the mindless scroll, looking at people's babies, wedding pictures, all that crap, all right? And so you don't need that. I didn't need 3 or 4 hours of TV every single night. So I completely cut, a lot of that out. And I worked on the business and building the business right from the beginning, every single night when the kids would go to bed. Also, too, we had leaders above us, that we could look to for inspiration, and just like you guys do. So I looked to, Liz Harkey and to Keith Callahan and other top coaches in the company. And when I saw them accomplishing all these incredible, life-changing goals and their lives are totally changing, I didn't look at that and think, oh man, I'm never going to get there. This is just never going to happen. They're better than me, or they're luckier than me, or it was just easier for them. I never thought that once, ever. I always kind of turned it around and put a positive spin on it and just thought, you know what, this is awesome. If they can do it, then I can do it. And you know what, that's where I need to be, and that's where I'm going, and I'm going to make this happen. And so you guys need to think that way too. It's true. Anybody that has success in this business, all right, people always like to kind of say like, oh, it's just easy for them, or they're just a natural at it. It is not the case at all. Nothing drives me more crazy than when people say, oh, Kathi just got lucky. This is just easy for her, because it's not true. Anybody who is having success in this business, top coaches and all, they are no luckier than any of us. Things are not any easier for them than they are for you or for me. It is just they have decided to commit to this 110%, and they have decided to put in the work and work every single day, and not just put in the work when they want to and when it's easy for them, but to show up and put in the work even on the days where they don't really feel like doing anything. That's what's important, and that's what sets the people apart who have true success in this, and the people who kind of just flatline and kind of hang out there and mingle. You have to be willing to put in the work even when you don't feel like it, because we all don't feel like doing it sometimes. All right. We all get tired. We all get sick. We all get discouraged and, get in slumps and stuff like that. But it's those times, those are the defining moments that are going to really change things for you as a leader and your business, is showing up when you don't really feel like it. And so I think that that's really, really important. I knew that this was not going to happen overnight. This was not going to be, a get rich quick scheme, and that I had to keep a long-term vision. And guys, when I say long-term vision, I'm not talking 6 months. Let's see how this goes. I'm talking when you get into this, you need to keep, a long-term vision, 1 year, 2 year, 3 years. Show me what your 5-year plan looks like and what you want your life to look like. And you can use this to create that and get there and have that happen to you. So, I knew that right in the back of my mind, that I wasn't going to be seeing like anything crazy happen within like a couple months, and that it was going to take time, and that it was going to take work and dedication and commitment. But I knew, if I stayed the course, just like you guys can, if you show up and you stay the course every single day and you stay consistent and you keep doing the 3 vital behaviors and just trust in the process, that things will completely explode for you in your business. And so, that's really what happened to me, is I stayed very, very consistent with this every single day I showed up. And, by month 8, when I was in this, what I was earning, exceeded my teacher salary when I left my teacher career after 8 years with a master's in special education. And within 1 year, I was earning a 6-figure income. And then by month 15, I was able to pay off that $35,000 of credit card debt and actually have like a solid savings account where we are finally now able to add to that every single week because of these paychecks. And so it sounds so simple to just do those 3 vital behaviors every day. But it's something that a lot of coaches, choose not to 100% commit to. And so that's why their businesses kind of will be inconsistent, and they're going to be seeing inconsistent results. Because no matter where you are in this business, it doesn't matter if you're a brand new coach or you have a big team or you're the #1 coach in the company, you can never, ever forget to do those 3 vital behaviors. And they're the 3 vital behaviors every single day. That is what's going to grow your business. The inviting every single day, following up, adding new friends, proof the product works, doing the PD to help you grow so you can help your business grow. And so if you can commit to doing those things every single day, get those things done first before you move on, your business will absolutely grow and take you to where you want it to be. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Those 3 vital behaviors, they sound so easy and so simple. And a lot of times people don't want to do them. That's really what's going to drive your business and create, what you want, like, your dream life to be like down the road. So here's what you kind of got to decide. This is what I tell all my coaches right off the bat. You're going to make a decision. Are you in this for a hobby? Are you trying to, and if you are, it's totally fine. Everyone comes in for different reasons, but you need to decide. Are you in this for a hobby because you just want to earn some money to, just cover your cost of your Shakeology, maybe earn a little bit to go towards, vacations and bills around the house? Or are you looking to build this into a business? Like, you want more out of life. You want to be able to provide like an incredible life for you and your family. And really just think about that and be honest with yourself. And I tell all my coaches, right from the beginning, if you're in this for a hobby, no matter what, you've got to hit Success Club 5, because really Success Club 5 it's only going to cover the cost of your Shakeology. That's all that's going to do. So if you're in this for a hobby, that's going to be your goal, right? Success Club 10, that's where you want to be if you're looking to build this into a business. And you want to be hitting Success Club 10 every single month. And that's what I did. When I first came on, I made it a goal to hit, minimum Success Club 10 every single month. And also run my husband's account and get his account to Success Club as well. So, you got to focus on Success Club 10 if you are looking to build this into a business. And not only just that, but you have to start recruiting active coaches. 3 to 5 new active coaches is what I tell my team every single month. All right. Your business will totally stall out and go nowhere if you are not recruiting active coaches. You cannot build a business on just challenge pack sales. It will not happen. It will not happen. So you have to just change your mindset, and you have to get out there, and you have to start talking about this opportunity and sharing more on social media about it so that you can attract coaches to your team. Just like how you go out and you talk and you try to bring on people to join your challenge groups, you want to start doing that daily for the coaching, for the business opportunity. So there's not a day that goes by that I don't, talk about the business opportunity or reach out to someone, in private messages and present this opportunity to them. And so the more you do it, the more comfortable you get and the more confident you get with it. And then the people will just start coming to you. You will attract those people to you, all right? Because that's what you want. You need to be bringing in, new energy every single month to your team. So, set your business hours. Definitely get your spouse on board. I honest to God do not think that I would be where I was. I mean, I know I wouldn't be where I was right now if I didn't have, the support from Nick at all. Because like I said, he was a total skeptic right at the beginning, for 3 solid months, total skeptic. And even, I was asking him the other day, even like 6 months into the business, when I did pretty good right from the beginning because I was hitting really high success club numbers. And even 6 months in, he still was kind of like, I don't know if this is really, gonna be the real deal here. He was still a little skeptical. So it took all that time, but it makes such a difference to have them on board, with you, because I've seen so many coaches on my team, rock star coaches on my team, come and go, 1-star diamond coaches have, gone because they are lacking that support from their spouse, so find a way to sit down and communicate with your spouse when you can actually work on this business, like what works for you and your family, and compromise about it. And then, you work on this business during that time. When the time is over, you are done, be focused during that time. Don't be checking your phone 24/7 all day long, and checking the notifications and all that. Just strictly go on during your business hours, do what you need to do, and done until the next day once that time is up. That's how you will be really efficient, and that is how you will totally alleviate any stress that you have. I found that a lot of times the new coaches that come onto my team, the ones who are wicked stressed and overwhelmed are the ones who literally have not set structured business hours for what works with them. And they're the ones that are trying to do it all during the day, during their hair salon job, and, during their, full-time job, or in between like the teaching, job that they have. And it just gets so overwhelming. So set the hours of what works with you, and then just stick with that. Don't put all your eggs, in one basket once you get a couple active coaches coming on. This is like the biggest mistake that you can do. Just, get them started right, plug them into all the trainings, let them know that you are there for them, get them started right, do a call with them. But you want to always be bringing in new energy onto the team. And you know what? The people who are going to go with you are going to go with you to the top, and they're going to go the distance with you. And the other ones are going to fall off. But you can't put all your time and energy into just that one small cluster that you have, because a lot of them don't go the distance with you. That's just the reality of it. So you don't want to spend all that energy on just one like small group of people, and then all of a sudden they start to fall off and you don't have anybody new coming in. Then it can get really discouraging to you. So if you can stick to bringing on those new active coaches every single month, then when people fall off, it really won't, it'll be like, oh man, I really saw potential in them. It'll be like, oh, bummer. But the focus goes right back on to new people all the time. You can't let that stuff slow you down. So you have to really sit back and you have to 100% know, okay guys, you have to really know and believe that you are going to make it with this. You really have to really know it. You can't just, maybe it's going to work out, I hope it's going to work out. You have to 110% know it's going to, and believe that you can, because the belief and the confidence there in yourself is really the main key to this working for you. And so that's something that I had right from day one. And I think that's why I was able to have such fast success, because, you have all the tools in the world to succeed. and you can go out and you can be doing all that busy work and doing the 3 vitals, but if you don't really believe in yourself and believe you can do it and you don't have that confidence, nothing is going to happen. Absolutely nothing. So if you're, lacking with the confidence area, you need to dive into personal development, pick up a good book, listen to Audible, do something, because you have to get that squared away before you can really dive into the business and see some growth. You have to get that piece done. It really is all mental. It's most of it is all in your mind. I know it sounds crazy, but it really is. Like, you just have to know that you're going to be awesome at this and you're going to build a big team and do awesome and reach your goals, and then just set out and make it happen. If you're kind of questioning yourself and you have a lot of doubt, then you're going to kind of get stuck in a lull, and it's going to be inconsistent, and you're probably going to get discouraged. And so we don't want that to happen. All right. So know what you want out of this business. Be honest with yourself. Really know what you want out of this. And then every single day, literally every single day, you have to work towards it. Okay. So you need to have a plan in place. If you don't have a plan, it's basically going to be like you're just sitting out in a float in the middle of the ocean waiting for the wind to blow you. And whichever direction you go is the way you go. So you need to have a plan in place of really what you want this to do for your life. And then you need to sit out and work towards that every single day, no matter what. And you know what? There might be some days that are really hard, because that's normal, but you have to still show up every single day. If you really are treating this like a business, and you took out a loan to open up a restaurant or something, you'd show up every day, no matter what. And so treat this the exact same way. And it's easy to do, but then it's also easy not to do it. It's easy to be like, you know what? I'm kind of tired. It's late tonight, I got in last night at 2 a.m. from my flight back home, and, we got 4.5 hours of sleep, and the kids really didn't nap today. And so it would be easy for me to be like, you know what? I'll just do this tomorrow. I'll do my inviting and all that stuff tomorrow. I'm going to go to bed and get a good night's sleep. But when I get off of this call, I'm going to spend a good chunk of time, diving in and getting that done, because that's what's going to grow my business. And I have plenty of time to sleep later on. All right. So if you're lacking in any of the confidence area, just make sure that you dive into personal development. It's so important that you do that. The only thing really that holds anybody back in this business is yourself. That's it. You are the only thing that is standing in your own way. You can make anything happen in this business by just believing in yourself, following it up with action every single day. But then you can also be the biggest thing that stands in your way. If you let, doubt and just, you don't have that confidence, if all that is filled inside of you, that's going to really, really hold you back, and it's going to be a struggle. Okay. So if I were to tie it all together, definitely these things is what you need to do every single day. First of all, you need to get the belief squared away. Definitely have that belief in yourself and the belief in the business and the belief that you can do this. You need to make sure that you're doing, I know they sound basic, but the 3 vital behaviors every day. I feel like I beat a dead horse when I talk to my team, but it's like so many people forget to do the 3 vital behaviors, or not forget, they just choose not to do it every single day, no matter what. If you are doing the 3 vital behaviors every single day, okay, and you are inviting every day, you will hit Success Club every single month. I know it. It's a fact. All right. The people who fall short and don't hit it, if they sat back and asked themselves, did I invite, 5 people every single day and follow up? Chances are the answers are no, they didn't. All right. But if you are doing this every single day, following up 24 hours, adding new people, forming and building new relationships every single day, it's a no-brainer. You will totally hit Success Club every single month, because there's 30 days, sometimes 31 days in a month. And so helping 3 to 5 people, it really is a piece of cake if you do those things every single day. Set the business hours, focused business hours. No more, I don't scroll through Facebook anymore. That's why I hardly ever really like anybody's post, because I don't scroll through unless it is, I have all my people that I'm, building relationships with. I'll make sure that I like their things and comment on their things, but you won't see me hardly ever, commenting and posting on a lot of coaches things or anything like that, because I'm not spending time scrolling at all anymore. So just make sure you sit down and you spend it really focused. Make sure you lock in Success Club, and then again, recruit. That's the only way you're going to build your business, is by bringing on new coaches. And I feel like sometimes people have a hard time understanding that. you have to build your team, like period. Like you have to build it. Just bringing in 3 people every single month and getting them into like a 21-day fixed challenge group is not going to build your business, and it's not going to build a team. Those people are going to quit eventually. And it's a lot of work too, to like constantly be trying to reach out and just bring in challenge pack sales every single month. You know, you want to build your team. So your team is going out and finding people. It's not just you anymore. It's a team of people just like you who want to help other people get started on their health and fitness journey. And so as soon as you do that switch and you start talking about the business opportunity more and showing up every single day, and you have to present yourself on social media like you're successful, even if you're not where you want to be. Like you really have to present yourself as if you're that person already, because people are watching you. And if you're not consistent and you're kind of wishy-washy and like one day you're on posting and then the next day you're not, and then, you know, all of a sudden you're posting for 4 days and then next thing you're not for 2 days, and then one day you're posting, you know, about Beachbody coaching and all this other stuff, and then a month later you're like, hey, I think I want to be a photographer. That might be a good fit. People are going to be like, what the heck is this person doing? I thought they were like into Beachbody coaching, but now she's talking about photography. I guess Beachbody coaching really isn't working out. Now she's talking about the photography business. Like, I'm kind of confused. People are going to want to go with you if you appear successful and you talk about the successes all the time and you are constantly in their face about what this business is doing for you. And so, you know, one of the things I tell my team and that I've been doing the past probably like 2 months now or 3 months, and it's really helped, is to just literally every single day be talking about, you know, make a list of all the different things, you know, reasons of why you became a coach, and like all the different things of how, you know, coaching has helped you. And it could be just anything like new, you know, friendships, like more solid friendships. It could just be more support from the challenge groups to reach your health and fitness goals. It could be the financial piece. I mean, so many different things, and make a list of it and then turn each one of those things into a post on social media so that people can see what this coaching thing is all about. You know, think about, you know, what kind of made you hesitant to become a coach, and talk about that all the time on Facebook. And don't be afraid to post it up multiple times, because the same people are not seeing it. And hopefully you're adding new friends every single day that they don't know your journey. They don't know anything about you. And so it might seem a little repetitive to people who have known you, but to people coming on who you're trying to build new relationships with, this is all new to them. They don't know anything about you. So you need to constantly be out there posting about that. And that has really helped me, honestly, the past few months. That's been like a big game changer to me. Like now I've had a lot of people coming to me about the business opportunity, but it's because I'm talking about it more. You know, whatever you post on social media is what you are going to attract. So if you're spending all your time, you know, posting recipes and, you know, food things, then you're going to attract people to you who need help with their nutrition. If you're posting all the time about your challenge groups and, you know, what the challenge groups have done for you and join my challenge group and all this, then you're going to attract challengers. But if you're talking about this as a business and when it's done for you and your family, then you are going to attract people who want to build a business to you. So really, it's whatever you put out there, whatever people are reading every day, that is what you are going to attract to you. So that has been like a huge change for me. And so I've been trying to teach my team that, you know, when Bonnie Engel had her video, I don't know, a couple months ago, that's when I first heard about the whole thing, like overcoming objections on social media. I don't know if you guys watched that one, but what she said was like, it made so much sense. I swear to God, this was like the most genius thing I've heard since becoming a coach. I mean, I've listened to so many different YouTube videos, so many top coaches. And like, honest to God, this one piece of advice she gave was just, it was so obvious, but I never thought of it before. But what she said, in case you didn't watch the call, was that when she is talking to people and reaching out and connecting with people, anytime she gets an objection from someone, you know, like, oh, I can't join, it's too much money. Or, you know, I don't think I could be a good coach, I'm not at my goal weight. She then turns that into a post on social media, and she relates it back to herself and how she thought that when she first became a coach. And then she writes about how she overcame that and how that's not true. So she's not only, you know, she's basically answering it publicly for people who are watching what she's doing. So people don't even have to go to her and ask her that question. She's putting it out there for people to see who are watching what she's doing. And so it made so much sense. And so, you know, you guys should try that out. I've been trying to teach my team that too. It's made a real big difference for me. I noticed that because whenever I get an objection, I'm like, this makes total sense. I mean, I had all these objections too. I'm going to turn it into a post and relate it back to my story. And it makes a huge difference. You know, you start having people come to you and they'll be like, hey, this whole coaching thing is looking more and more interesting to me. I think I can do it. And it's because you're posting about how it basically is possible for anyone to do and for anyone to have success with. So think about it, guys. You know, this is your year. This is your brand new year for you guys. It really is. You know, it can be anything you want it to be this year. But just remember, you know, you're in full control of it. So you're in full control of whatever does or doesn't happen. It's all on you. And you guys can make this really the best year for you and your family and be in a completely different spot at the end of 2016 if you believe in yourself and you stay consistent. Even when you think no one's watching and no one's liking or commenting, they're watching you. I've had active coaches sign up an entire year later who have never liked or commented on anything. So people are watching, and you have to keep showing up even when you think no one is watching. So guys, I hope that you make this the best year for you and your families because you all deserve it.
Thank you, Kathi. That was awesome. I took a bunch of notes, and I watched that Bonnie Engel call. I did share it to my team page, but I thought that was so impactful as well of combating objections, and that's something I know I need to work on as well. I have been always so focused on sharing fitness and recipes and all that, and it's definitely a switch to share more about the opportunities. So that was
it's uncomfortable, you know, it's a little awkward at first, you know what I mean? But you just
kind of awkward, just like it is when you're a coach and you start posting, period. It's awkward.
Exactly. But then the more you do it and the more you post about it, you know, the easier it is. And then, you know, you get more people coming to you and then your confidence gets up, you know, and then you start attracting what you want and the people you want.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Does anybody have questions for Kathi about anything that she covered? I'm also really glad that you mentioned that having your spouse on board. I know that I can't really relate to that aspect, but I know how important that is to have that.
It is. I feel like I've had so many rock stars, you know, totally just quit because of that lack of support. It's like a vicious cycle. It ends up being like the person comes on, they end up doing really, really well. Then the spouse is like, you're spending way too much time on your phone. Like, this is ridiculous, you know? And then and that happens because they never sat down and talked to each other about, you know, when can I work on this? Like, how much time can I spend on it? Like, what works for us in our family? So then that starts to happen, you know? And then time goes on, and then it just ends up being like, this is the experience I've had with the coaches on my team that came on like really strong. I mean, they came on strong, these people. And then they start like coming home from work, and then they start bickering and fighting, and it's a battle with their spouse. And they're like, you know, I'm not going to quit. I'm going to keep going. I'm good at this. I'm going to show you. Like, this is going to be worth it. You know, and then they usually end up just quitting like right before it's about to like take off because you got to keep the long-term vision with it. You have to. I mean, you got to go the distance with this thing. And then that's it. And then they end up quitting because the husband gave them, you know, too much crap. Then they stop doing the work. You know, it's just like, you know, you can't
be discord in that for sure.
What is it?
Having discord, like not seeing the long-term vision for your whole family.
I know. And that's why I think it's so important that like you have to sit down and, you know, and talk, you know, if you have a full-time job, especially, you know, say you have a full-time job and kids, and it's like, all right, I worked all day, I come home, we got the kids, it's crazy, we put them to bed. Now, obviously your spouse probably just wants to sit down and hang out with you, but you need to work on the business. And so like, that's why it's so important that you have to sit down and talk to them about how serious you are about this and say, you know, how often, like how long can I work? Like what works for our family? And you got to come up with an agreement together. Because then if you come home and you're on your phone all night working, that's probably not going to go over too well.
For sure.
Yeah.
Does anybody have questions for Kathi? Come on, there's got to be one.
I know, there's got to be one question in there.
I think everybody's just taking it all in.
Yeah, everybody's probably like, holy mother of God.
You do. You are just so cut and dry and to the point of exactly what has to be done. Nope.
Yeah, it's just, everybody's got their own goals, and you just got to decide if you want it to be a hobby or a business. That's the end of it.
It is. It's a decision for sure.
Right. And there's no there's no right or wrong answer. You have to just have to do what works best for you and your family and what you really want out of it. And I have a lot of coaches on my team, diamond coaches on my team who are, they're just in this for the hobby. Like they just happen to find some person along the way that like wanted to be an active coach, and they had their spouse account signed up anyways. And so that's how they, got to diamond. They're not looking to like build this into a business. They're happy, like that. If they lose rank, it's not a big deal. They're just in it because they just like to be a part of it and they want their Shakeology covered and whatever. That's fine. Just be honest with your coach about that though.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just let them know like what your goals are. It's so much easier when when it's clear, when the communication is clear.
Absolutely.
It's so much better that way. You guys gonna blow up 2016? Are you guys all on the Team Cup? February Team Cup?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yes.
This is your chance, guys. Blow it out of the water this month.
It's so incredible to work with 5 other people and just push every day together. That was something at New Leadership that they had, and I think Bonnie Engel said that she does success pods. So on months that are off months of like Team Cup or Fall Classic or whatever it is, where she has coaches break up into smaller groups to work together, essentially just like a Team Cup, but within the team. So after this month, I think we'll give that a try.
Yeah, definitely. I think I watched her speech and I heard that and I was like, that's such a great idea.
It's true.
Yeah, it's awesome. Well, thanks for having me. No one has any questions? That's a first.
Right.
I feel like I always have questions, but I've heard you speak before. You're always just like, okay, Kelly, like, I'm sorry about the kids, but I'm like, get your shit together, like.
No. Hey,
but
if you have questions, you should ask.
I mean, I don't know. I just listen to your schedule and I'm like, I give myself, like sometimes I'm like, oh, I need some sleep or blah, blah, blah. But like, I know I'm just like, I just got off a call with Meredith Kelly and her call was about time management. And that's something I really struggle with. So like between the time management talk and then like this, like making things priority and just like getting to it, it's just like, I'm sorry I don't have questions. I always feel so bad when I don't have questions. I feel like I'm just soaking it all in.
It's totally fine.
I definitely think, I never set business hours when I started. It was like just whenever Declan was sleeping or napping, or I worked out when he napped too, and then worked late hours into the night. And it's just been recently where I've been more structured with my time, because you literally could drive yourself insane working.
Exactly. I was the same way too when I first came on. I was so desperate to make it work that I didn't really have any I was like all over the place. And then finally I was like, this is wicked overwhelming. And I couldn't like focus on anything because I was thinking about, I was like half in and I was just thinking
what do you post next? And what do you do next? And I have messages to respond to.
Yeah, I know. But it's so much easier if you just know that, you know what, all right, like 8:30 at night, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to go through all my Facebook messages and respond back. I'm going to check my email. I'm going to respond back. Then I'm going to check into my groups real quick. And I'm going to bang out all my invites, do my follow-ups, and form with new people. And then that's it. When it's done, it's like, see you later, till tomorrow.
Well, and it's so much more enjoyable too when you have a balance like that, because it's so easy to burn out if you don't.
Yeah, exactly. I went through the burnout. We don't want to go through the burnout again.
Yeah. Been there, done that.
I feel like a lot of times too, when like we're not good with time management, I mean, maybe I'm just speaking for myself, but like, it's like procrastinating the things that you don't want to do. Like, you're just like bullshitting around, like not doing your invites because like that sucks, but like, it's just, like you said, like if you sit down at 8:30 and you're like, this is what I'm doing, like actually, when I noticed in Costa Rica, I was telling Dana, like, I was there and I wanted to get my butt back to the beach. So I came back to my hotel. I did all my stuff in my short window. I went back out, came back at night, like, it's amazing. Like, you really don't have to drive yourself nuts. Like, if you have that in your brain, like, it's really simple. So.
Yep, it is. Yep. I know. And usually that one thing that you don't want to do is like the one thing that's going to drive your business forward.
Well, and it's not that bad. Like if you time yourself and you just sit down and you're like, I'm going to do XYZ right now and time it and like get in and get out, and you feel so good about it when you're done.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so true.
It is. I know.
I actually do have a question.
Yeah, sure.
Hi. Okay. So whenever you were saying that, like it's going to be hard to like keep your business going with just the challenge packs, you said like get the active coaches on your team. Like I'm a new coach, so I'm still kind of like learning and things like that. So can you explain more on that? Like how like you would get an active coach on your team? Like, are you saying like sign people up as a coach instead of as just a challenger, or?
No, I mean just finding people who want to run this as a business like we do. So, I mean, I personally, I enroll everybody anyways in the system as a coach. I've done it since day one. Even if they don't want to work the business, that's just how I do it. And that's how my team does it. And we do it that way because, honestly, it saves them the 25% off when they get the Shakeology shipped out the following month if they love it, and the 25% off on everything else. So it saves them that money. And then it also helps, you out because it builds your organization. And so it's kind of like, it helps everybody out. If I basically have never signed anybody up as a customer unless they've, not wanted to put in their social security number. So when I'm talking about like active coaches, I mean just people who want to, earn money doing this. Like they want to go out like us actively and try to, earn an income and promote the products. And so usually I originally would start off with just the people who I bring on to get into like a challenge group, like the 21-day fix group, for example. I would always just ask them, like as I'm talking to them, sorry, I would literally come out and just say like, I'm like, hold on guys, there's something in my throat here. No big deal. and so I would literally just come out and just say to them, hey, there's a business opportunity that comes with this too. I'm not sure if you're interested at all in coaching and joining our team and doing this part-time to try to earn some income. And then I would kind of, just leave it like that and see what they say. So I would reach out to them. Anybody that I, have in my challenge groups, I pay really close attention. If they're posting a lot, if they're talking a lot about their results, if they're like really talking about how much they love it, I will just to come right out and I'll tell them like, hey, I love how active you are in the group. You'd make an awesome coach on the team. Have you ever considered that? And the conversation just kind of goes from there. So okay, I start with challengers a lot, but I also have like an ongoing list of like at least 20 people who I think would make really good like coaches on the team, like who I think, could be really good at this. And I keep their names written down. So, I kind of encourage you to do that too. Just make a list of people who you think, could benefit from this opportunity, for running this as a business, or who you think would be really good at this, and just keep their name down. So that way you can constantly be reaching out to them and, talking to them about it. And then you can kind of go from there.
Okay, cool.
And I think when you're new too, like don't try to get too overwhelmed, because that was one of the things I struggled with most as a new coach, was sharing the opportunity.
Yeah, don't even
but what Kathi said, like that was how I got started, was turning challengers into coaches. Because once people have that experience, they start to have a transformation. It just happens naturally where they have the belief in it and want to share how incredible they feel to help other people. So if that's, kind of uncomfortable for you at first to talk about it, it's totally fine to just, watch your challengers and help them have a really great experience and then present the opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. Like when did you become a coach?
Like
Ago?
Yeah, like about a month ago.
Yeah, just keep it simple. Just don't overcomplicate it and don't overthink it. Just, make sure you're in your coach basics training or whatever, and that you're focusing on, hitting Success Club every month and, becoming an Emerald coach and just getting comfortable with like posting on social media, you know what I mean? To like add value to people every day, while you're engaged in your challenge group yourself, being proof the product works and working towards a better you, and just kind of you want to keep it simple at the beginning.
Well, and Lauren, if you think about how we started talking, we started talking about the business opportunity from the get-go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Because like I kind of feel like we were in the same situation, like with like working full time, not really wanting, like missing out on our kids and things like that. So I know like that's a really big thing for me. I don't want him to spend more time at grandma's than he does at home. So
yeah,
that's a really big thing for me. Like I want to be able to like.
That's a good thing for you to lead with, because you will find people that have that same situation that you felt.
Yep.
Right.
It'll be awesome.
Yay. Well, thank you.
I mean, as far as like, that's what I've been telling my new coaches too, like just start with the challengers and like giving them a really awesome experience, so that they are like just naturally wanting to coach. But after that, like after bringing it up, do you put them in a sneak peek, like your challenger, like the challengers, or do you just chat with them and like get them started, or what do you do from there? Because I feel like with the challengers, I almost struggle more. I'm like, well, do I put them in a sneak peek now, or
I don't ever.
Yeah. What'd you say, Nick?
I don't ever add people to a sneak peek.
I
get them on the phone for a business opportunity.
Yeah, actually, in my challenge groups, whenever I have a sneak peek coming up or a webinar, I actually post that in the actual challenge group so that people know. So like any of my free clean eating groups that I run, or any of my like 5-day crock pot, basically any group I'm running, I will always post up, hey, in case any of you have been sitting back and have been watching, what we've been doing as coaches, if it's something that you might want to learn more about, my coach sneak peek is starting on Monday, comment below if you want me to add you to it, no strings attached type of thing. So I'll do that for my 5-day sneak peek and for the business webinars that I run. And I just put them right there in the group. If not, if I find someone who, from the challenge groups, a lot of times like I can just get them on just by talking to them, once I don't have to add too many people, I feel, to the sneak peek.
Yeah.
People I get
you have good results, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Because especially like, the ones who have been doing it, they have awesome results and they are already loving it. It's pretty much like a done deal for them, because they already have like a leg up, because they have that belief in the product and they know it works and they're proof of it and they love it. So it's basically like a done deal.
What about for like newer coaches, like, those that like don't feel as confident explaining like what the coaching opportunity is, like after the challenge group or like in the middle of the challenge group when they're having those results? Like, what do you tell them to do? Like, does that make sense, that question?
So like, I'm like, no.
Like, what would I tell my newer coaches that are like, hey, like I have this girl that's like interested in coaching, but like she's so, like she's new, like Lauren just said, and she's not super comfortable like really speaking to the opportunity yet. Like, what would you suggest they do?
So I do 3-way calls like all the time with my downline, with my coaches. I do all the time. Then that way, the coach can actually see, what I do when I do my, calls with people that are interested, and they can just, carry it on and train their coaches below them. But I tell them straight off the bat, I just say like, hey, listen, if they want more information, the best thing you can do is just set up a time for us to all chat like really soon, within the next 24 to 48 hours. And we can kind of answer any questions they have. We can just tell them, briefly what this is about, and then we can go from there. Unless there's like a sneak peek coming like right up that they can add them to, or like a webinar coming right up. But I found that if you can get them on the phone and do like the 3-way thing, it works out so much better.
I have always given the opportunity for 3-way calls, but they never are done.
Oh,
maybe I need to push those more. Because I always do business opportunity calls now. I always try to go on the phone.
Yeah, exactly. It makes a huge difference if you can get them on the phone.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's definitely a learning curve.
Oh, yeah.
I think I scared quite a few people away the first couple times I did them.
Yeah. It definitely is a learning experience. I mean, I've tweaked and done so many things differently now since the beginning, but that's all part of it. You know what I mean? It's all new. It's like, you test it out, you're your own boss. So you go in and you test it out the way you think it should be. And then it either really sucks or it goes well, and you kind of take pieces of it and move it forward and kind of add new things to it. And you just kind of keep tweaking things as you go until you get the perfect system for what works for you and your team, I mean, I hardly ever talked about recruiting active coaches with my team, ever. I'm not kidding you. Like, I never, ever, ever talked about it. It was all about challenge groups and helping people with health and fitness. It was never really about the business opportunity. And so because I never did that, like, they weren't doing it. And then it wasn't until these past 2 months that it's been going nuts with the downline, like active coaches coming on like ridiculous amounts, because I've been talking to them more about it and how important it is to bring on people who want to run with this business. So but it took me this long. I mean, look at how long it was. I mean, that was like at month like 15, 16 months in where I started doing that. God, imagine where I'd be if I'd started way back on month 5.
That's what I feel like. Pamela just had a really good question. She said, what if you test bad material out on good people? And honestly, my take on that is, if you have the right person, you have somebody that sees something in this opportunity, or is looking for opportunity, for change or financial freedom or something like that, you could literally stumble over your own words and probably say all the wrong things, but to the right person, they're still going to want to do it.
Yep.
And same goes for if you have the wrong person who is closed-minded, who really is not open to opportunity, you can say all the right things and it's not going to make one damn difference. So for, it's such a learning curve of failing forward. Because I know some of the calls that I said I did so awful in the beginning, it was like word vomit of like cycle bonuses and just like all the crap they're probably like, what? Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, what? And some of those people still signed up as coaches because they still were interested in the opportunity. And I always explained, I'm new, I'm learning, I don't know everything. Because reality is, even now, 2 years in, and Kathi getting close to 2 years in, we're still learning. This is not something where you just do it for a year and absolutely everything. That is never the case. And it's still going to be probably 4 years in, because there's always new things to learn and always ways to get better at what you're doing or be more effective with what you do.
Yeah.
And the only way that you learn is by trying things and failing forward. Or taking, ideas that you've been given and trying those for yourself. But reality is, there's never going to be, something that you just do perfectly from day one, in my eyes. I don't feel like.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like the people who aren't really all in, they've already kind of made that decision up in their mind that it's not going to happen. And so it's almost like they'll use whatever happens as an excuse to just back out and quit. You know what I mean? It could have been that, it could be something else, but they've already made that decision in their mind that they're not all in. Like, this isn't for them,
Well, it's like the same thing with getting objections of challengers. Like, you might talk to somebody and they already have in their head that it's too expensive before they even know a price, or you explain the value to it. They really want change. They want to lose 50 pounds, but they don't know how to prep food, or they don't know how to cook something, or they don't think they can afford it. And when they don't even know anything about it, because they've already made a decision out of fear, creating a roadblock for themselves of why they can't do something. And it's the same thing.
Yeah.
So, like I said, if you say the wrong things to the right people, they're still going to.
Right. I mean, there's plenty of fish in the sea. And I mean, it's like for the amount of people you have to reach out to, get people started on their health and fitness journey. I mean, the active coaches are even more rare. So the more people you talk to, I mean, that's just the way it is. I found out that this is what I figured out. Me and Nick were talking about this a couple months back, that if like you want to hit Success Club 5, it basically works out to 5 new invites every single day for the entire month. If you want to hit Success Club 10, it's like basically works out to 10 invites every single day for the whole month. So it might be a little different now since this is the busiest time of the year. You might not need to do it that much, but we kind of found that, you know, correlation, that's pretty much what it works out to.
Well, and it's true. Like when you're struggling to hit Success Club and you're like, why? And it's basically, you can always go back to the fact that you're probably not being consistent with vital behaviors every single day like you're supposed to be, because I know when I struggle that that's what I can go to and think like, have I really been inviting 10 people a day?
Yeah, exactly.
I can't say yes, then I know that it's my fault. Like,
yeah, exactly. Yep.
You have to be honest with yourself about what.
There's no way around it. You know what I mean? When the coaches on my team fall short and hit SC4, you know what I mean? It's like not even a question. I don't even need to ask. I know that they did not do their inviting every single day that month. Like it's just like a known thing.
Yeah, for sure.
You make it happen, guys.
3 people. Help 3 people a month. 3.
Exactly. That's it, guys. No big deal. I really think you got to look at it like it's no big deal either. Like it's no big deal.
It's not.
It's really not.
Well, and I can look and think that I was somebody that said no for 4 months. Like if coach hadn't kept following up with me and inviting other people at the time, or like it's you know.
Yeah, it's true.
Like you can't get discouraged by the no's and the objections, because for every person that says no, there's another one that's going to say yes.
Right. And you have to remember too, it's on their time, when it's the right time for them, not you, not, you know, not anything to do with you. It's all about them. Huh?
I said not when you want to be pushy.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it wasn't right timing for me. I had to get to the place where I was like, all right, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I have no more excuses.
Exactly. It's time to give in.
Pretty much. All right, guys. Does anybody have any more questions? Because it's 9:30 and I don't want to keep Kathy all night.
Thanks, guys, so much for having me on.
No.
You guys have a great leader there.
Thank you so much, Kathy. I always love hearing from you. You always give me ideas of how to put my blinders on and get refocused. We all need reminders.
You're awesome, too. I learn from you, too, all the time.
Well, that's what this is all about, right?
Exactly. We're a team, guys.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for hopping on. I hope this was helpful to you guys. If you have coaches that missed this call, I'll post the recording and you can tag them in it tonight. So
awesome. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye, Kathy. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.